Decision science. Noun. The study of how and why people make decisions. Economic and political theories assume that people act rationally, making their decisions by weighing costs and benefits to obtain some personal and financial advantage. But human decision-making is much more complex and involves emotions. People value things other than money, like time, social connection, and a sense of fairness. If you take these factors into account, you can do a better job of understanding or predicting people's decisions. That's what decision science is all about. Decision science is a growing field that draws on concepts from psychology, economics, neuroscience, and other specialties to study how people make decisions, including why so many decisions are wrong or appear to be irrational. People use two different cognitive systems when making decisions. When using the reflective system, our thought is controlled, slow, deductive, and self-aware. Think Dr. Spock and how rational or reflective his decisions are. When using the automatic system, we react in a more uncontrolled, effortless, fast, associative, and unconscious way. Think Captain Kirk. Our reflective and automatic systems are inseparable. Our feelings about people, things, and ideas arise much quicker than our conscious thoughts. Evolution required us to act very quickly to stimuli in our environment. It's a basic human survival skill. The automatic system comes from the oldest part of our brain, the part we share with lizards. And using that part of the brain can come in handy for catching flies if you're a lizard, or responding quickly without thought if you're a person. The reflective system is the one we use for more complex problem solving, like 583 times 27 is what? We use it in deciding which route to take for a trip and whether to go to law school or business school. We use the reflective system when writing a book. In reality, people use both our reflective and automatic systems. Think about being on an airplane and hitting turbulence. Our automatic system responds with, "I'm afraid and I don't want to die." Our reflective system thinks, "Airplanes are very safe. Calm down." People are busy and overloaded with information. We've developed all kinds of rules of thumb, also known as heuristics, to help us quickly make decisions. But our quick-fire emotions can set us on a course of thinking that's highly biased, especially on topics we care a great deal about. We rely too much on our automatic system, and research has shown that people predictably err in decision-making. Here are some examples. Status quo bias. People tend to stick with the current situation. We have a strong tendency towards inertia, like eating the same thing for breakfast every day, or electing incumbents to office, or selecting the default plans on our 401k. When is the last time you changed your retirement contribution? Loss aversion. People feel losses more deeply than a gain of the same value. We hate losing what we have, or what we think we have. For example, let's say I offer you a bet. Heads, you win X amount of dollars. Tails, you lose $100. Now, how much does X have to be in order for you to take the bet? For most people, it's $200. Social norms. People tend to follow what they perceive to be rules of behavior for their social group. Failure to stick to the rules can result in severe punishments, the most feared of which is exclusion from the group. Think, follow the herd. Framing bias. Decisions may be significantly affected depending upon how an issue is framed. The way a question is worded will affect your answer. For example, Some nuns asked their superiors if they could smoke while they pray. They were told no. Then, they framed the question differently. In our human frailty, if we smoke, can we also pray? And of course, they got a different answer. Anchoring bias. People rely on known information in making judgments and decisions. These anchors strongly affect final choices. For example, if you were asked, "What is the population of San Francisco?" you would probably start by thinking of the population where you live, and then estimate up or down based on that anchor. Representative bias. People assume that like goes with like. Decisions are based on how representative something seems in reference to some class, group, or sequence of events. For example, if you knew this woman was single, outspoken, concerned with issues of discrimination, and once attended an anti-nuclear protest, would you think it more likely that she is now a bank teller or a bank teller and a feminist activist? Logically, it's more likely for her to be just a bank teller. Motivated reasoning. People tend to interpret information differently depending on how motivated they are to reach a certain conclusion. The more emotionally invested they are in the outcome, the more likely they are to seek out information or explanations that confirm what they already believe. For example, rabid sports fans are much more likely to believe a controversial call is correct if it favors their team than if it favors their rival. And you can probably think of plenty of examples from politics. Choice architecture. The way you present choices, known as choice architecture, affects the decisions people make. For example, putting healthier foods first in school cafeteria lines will influence kids to make better choices about what they eat. And putting sustainable products at eye level in Walmart will encourage people to purchase environmentally friendly products. Now you know a little bit about how people make decisions. How do you think decision science affects the choices you make in your life?